So scared for a little while, Aprith. Don't leave me like that. You may now remember your ancestor's life. Okay. So hit the ability key with A here, and we can see we can choose an old life for ancestor. So, oops, apologies for hitting the mic there. We hit exclamation point to get the explanations on these. Let's check out Knight. A strong melee combatant with superior defenses. And this choice is permanent. It cannot be undone. So really good defenses. Battle Mage. We're capable of relentless offense with both melee and conjurations. This choice is permanent. Cannot be undone. Perfect. Or a Hexer. A cunning rogue capable of skilled knife work and debilitating spellcasting. Interesting. So we could try and fill in some blanks that we currently don't have in our character. Being spellcasting, or maybe some hexing as well. Hex spellcasting, I guess that's also spellcasting. So I should say conjurations or hexes. And Knight is interesting. Just have two big old tanks running around. Hopefully me with reach, able to be extra protected. It's interesting. I'm guessing with a lot of background combinations or builds, if you're going for a spellcaster or a ranged user, you'll probably want something like the Knight for sure to be your tank. I'm probably a bit more free to go around. Maybe I'll go with the Battle Mage just to try that out. Seems like they're still good in melee, so they should still be okay to be our face, and they'll soak up a bit of damage before we have to fight head on. So let's try it out. Are we sure? We are sure, and it is so. Oh my gosh, look at him. Aethrith, the Battle Mage. So she knows Throw Frost and Stone Arrow. Cool. Those are both decently strong, especially Stone Arrow is nice because it doesn't deal with enemy resistances. I need to be careful with this Rampage. I kind of forget how much of a step we're taking when I hit tab there. There we go. Some more altars to a few different gods. Another one of those little vault rooms. And here we go. So if we hadn't found Hep early and been happy with that option, we would have been hoping to come to the Ecumenical Temple. Ecumenical? Ecumenical. Again, words that I've never had to pronounce. I've read probably hundreds upon hundreds of times. Never had to say out loud. It's interesting. This is where you'd usually find a collection of most of the altars. It seems like this area has been corrupted by Luganu, the deity of the abyss. So things are looking a little wacky, but yeah, a lot of times on a fighting class, I go with McCleb to get a lot of healing on kills and some other useful abilities that you can use. Or there's some really traditional fighting deities like Okawaru here will gift you a lot of good weapons and will also help you with all of your martial skills with an ability. Oops. Excellent, turn stuff on again. But just a little temple here, and we didn't actually need to come down. I just like to always check them out to see what kind of cool RNG setups we get. But okay, nothing else really for us to worry about on this level. Things are, yeah, again, going pretty smoothly. It's nice seeing a +3 armor here. So that makes this scale mail slightly better than the chainmail in pure armor rating. And then it's also a lot lighter and easier to use. So we'll actually drop this chainmail on the floor with a shift click. And we have a decent number of these identification potions, so I do believe I'll actually use a couple of them to see what some of our potions do. Trying to get a health potion out of it. There we go, heal wounds. Perfect. And then let's keep exploring here. The first few levels of the dungeon, everything's fairly straightforward, and we just make our way on down. Getting a little risky in my fighting here. I should have probably backed up a little bit and been strategic there, but I was confident we could probably take on that pack, and it did turn out all right in the end. You also saw that Aethrith remembered some of her old skills, which I don't know what exactly that means, but she must have gained some health. I'm curious if I want her stronger, if I have to train invocations. That makes sense because there isn't really any other skill here that relies on invocations, and normally I think there are a couple deities or religions that when you join you don't get any active abilities, and it doesn't let you train invocations because the game knows that it would just be a complete waste, so it doesn't bother. And so here's what we'll actually do real quick. I'm going to swing to my right, swing at nothing, and see we're slowly getting quicker at attacking, but definitely a bit of a process here. So we may want to, or we will want to leave that training, but I'm thinking of adding one more skill to the background here. And that will either be one of these defensive ones or invocations to see if that helps out. And it might be invocations. Just have that on in the background here for a little bit. I press the equals key and then the L key for invocations to set a target for that. And we want this just to go as high as something like 10 at the very max, even though that seems pretty high and a long way off. These numbers will start to go up pretty quickly once we fight stronger and stronger monsters with more and more experience. And then we can keep exploring here. Another wand for us to pick up. Everything's so... I was a little impulsive in the fighting there. I didn't realize quite how much damage the imp would be doing us. Or doing to us, I should say. So this is a frost imp. If we hit the number sign or shift 5, or not the number sign, that's the percent sign. I'm a fool. We hit the percent sign, we can bring up the screen and see a list of a lot of our characters' stats. This will show us all of our resistances here, and so we are not at all resistant to any of the elemental stuff, and that's why they hit us pretty hard. But I think we can get through this fight still with one more hit. There we go. Okay, let's back up and let the ant come to us. Perfect. Ancestor and I just wailing on it. Perfect. And here's one we'll definitely let enemies come to us a bit. Okay. So throughout the dungeon, we do find a bunch of these named uniques. So Edmund here is one of the weaker ones that I'm never too concerned about. But we can right click on him just in case. Yeah, just Dire Flail protection. Dire Flails do deal a decent chunk of damage, but we should be able to chunk through, especially with our Ancestor tanking most of the damage for us here. Sigmund, the older brother that it mentions here, is the one that we're much more concerned about for the most part. But we'll let this ghost come up to us here, or not the ghost. We'll let Edmund close with us and attack through our ghost. There we go. Ghost is down, but we should be able to finish out this fight, I think. And so we do. No problems whatsoever. And probably should wait around a bit before I keep charging in. I keep hitting O to auto explore, but I should hit 5 to wait until Ilfrith is back, and now we can explore again. Play it safe against the Howler Monkey here. Yeah, in fact, took Ilfrith down pretty quickly. Here we go. So we see a couple more interesting artifact items. This plate armor of the cockatrice is very interesting to me. Could keep an eye on that for the future. I don't know if I'll go for it. Minus Telly is very dangerous because it doesn't allow us to use a lot of the escape options, the scroll escape options more specifically. Rampage is still interesting. Not sure what I think of it yet, but it seems like it's probably pretty good, especially for ranged monsters. Like if we found a centaur, we should be able to cross the distance fairly quickly without having to worry about too many shots, so that's good. And then Int +8 means we could potentially get some spell casting going, and see invisible is always useful as well. So I just used capital D to mark that for the future. And then nothing else here is too useful, but we could buy some simple pieces of armor. They will give us 1 armor class each, the boots and the gloves, so probably worth it. It's relatively cheap. No, we don't have a lot of money right now, so we'll buy both those, and they should help keep us alive as well. In fact, was that more than... Did I just gain 3? Must be from my armor skill that I gain an extra 1. because it's like I gain a certain percentage or something. But okay, run into a slime here. I think this buddy does have corrosive damage, so it's good that we have the resist corrosion. Doesn't have the worst kind of it, the kind that will actually corrode our weapons and armor and make us weaker as well. That's the real rough enemy to fight, but got lucky there. Perfect. So hide behind our ancestor this time against the white imp. Don't want to take as many risks there. We'll let the hound cross to us. Let the ant come to us. Perfect. Things are going smoothly once more. There's Gozag here, another one of my favorite religions to join. Greed is good. And we'll keep it moving here. Oh, done exploring. I thought there was an enemy and I just hit tab, even though I didn't even see what the enemy was, so not a good idea. But nice, we're down floor 5 now and we can continue making our way down through the dungeon here. Ouch. My knee is doing something weird here. There we go. And auto-explore our way. Hopefully we won't run into anything too scary here because I've been frighteningly lucky so far. Very concerned that to eat my confidence here and immediately get hit by something. For now, just a bunch of the usual suspects here. No problem whatsoever fighting adders and cockroaches at this point. Ooh, we do like to see some more semi-magical armor here. Try that on in just a moment. Then the Howler Monkey will let come to us again. Perfect. Reached level 8. Let's check up on our skill progress here. Invocations is slowly but surely making its way on up. Don't know if that's what's made you stronger or if it's just time. Just reading some stuff real quick, seeing if there's any information I missed, but definitely does decent damage, so I'm happy about that. And yeah, let's just keep it moving then, no worries. Guessing that, yeah, that spellbook lit on fire because Trog does not like magic users, and that's whose altar was up in there. But we'll keep it moving here. Desmond. That's sounds like it's one of my characters. Might be. You sometimes find randomly generated ghosts in these, and other times you can find old characters of your own, I believe. But Desmond is a name that I've used on and off for sure. We will not go in there. That's a very scary looking portal for this point in time. Instead, oops, let's not head down actually. Let us try on this armor we found. Oh no. Another cursed +0 armor is very unfortunate, especially since I don't have any other rings or things to try on. Because I'd like to wear other stuff before I use this final remove curse, but I guess we'll use their final remove curse because I would rather be wearing this fancy looking armor. Especially, like, even the character sprite is just so much nicer. Okay, so orc priests are pretty scary because they can smite damage down from above regardless of sightline, but this buddy was kind of dumb, walked right up to us, so no problem there. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh, itchy nose. But this is definitely interesting. Tough kobold buddy. Not too scary though. 2 orc wizards could be scary, especially if they confuse us or slow us. Both of those are pretty bad outcomes, I would think. And then we also have another named unique, and Venkare here is one of the scary ones. At least early on. So let's see. Has, yeah, a bunch of negative energy themed abilities here, so those are definitely kind of tough. And then also a lot of resistances, which less important for this run, I guess, but I am used to playing ice elementalists, and I'm always on the lookout for enemies like this. But we will, for now, definitely want to pull back a bit. I think leave our ancestor in the thick of things for the moment, and then maybe try this out. Oh, transference. What does that do? Forces a targeted creature to pass through the realms of memory and exchange places with your ancestor. Oh, cool. With great piety, those near the target will be drained to a degree depending on invocation skill. That is pretty good. That could be interesting. Let's try it out, just for fun. So I want to select you. I failed to use it. It's like a 6% chance to fail. Let's try again. You can do it. Hey, look at that. That's super cool. Talk. I want you to follow me. There we go. Now we can wait in this hallway. Fight together. It's going pretty well so far, but here we go. Now we got the Mummy King himself. Okay, Makar. Anything I want to use now? I could drink this might potion. But we could also potentially murder him in one hit each, my ancestor and I. So do you know what? Let's maybe go for one swing here and see how that goes. Went okay, but yeah, I missed and Mankar missed. Just Aelfrith hit there. Let's try one more time. Ooh, Aelfrith is down, but we're real close. This little bolt here means that Mankar is hasted as well, which is pretty bad for us, but I think we can face tank this. So we'll hit tab a couple more times, and fortunately, seems like we're all okay. Just tab real quickly through the rest of the fodder there. And Aelfrith is back. Hello, friend. Now we'll keep it going. Okay, so I don't think a centaur will kill me regardless, so I'm going to do something kind of stupid here. Don't do this in your own games, especially if you're just learning and want to survive. I just want to test out to see if this rampage allows me to be cheeky here. Am I getting the one free step? That time I definitely did. Okay, hold up. You rampage towards the centaur. Where was the last one? Oh, I did not rampage towards it before. Okay, so may depend on whether I'm hitting tab or using the arrow keys. We'll have to see on that one. That's interesting, though. Rampage is, yeah, definitely new to this last update. Oh, no, I definitely used tab there, and I definitely got jumped towards the enemies. But we'll back up into the hallway. Oh, that's why we don't just rapid smash tab, because we might find ourselves in a tricky situation. So once we're down to a certain percentage of health, we'll no longer be able to hit tab. It will tell us we're too injured to fight recklessly here. I didn't notice this orc warrior come in all of a sudden, and this is quite scary. Ancestor is dead as well. So I think what we'll do to play it safe here is start running away. Orc will follow us. We know that the path we took here is relatively safe, and so we can focus instead here on just maintaining distance, and then once our ancestor comes back, if they come back in time, hey, look at that, we may be able to get a few more hits in here. Fight as a team. Oh, I don't like an enemy coming from the other side. That's not good. We're just running again. We're just running. Alfred, no! Okay, we're running fully this time, and we'll just pop up these stairs. Rest up fully here. Get all our health back. And then we can go through, and we can actually, at each of these stairs, use the square brackets to see what is below them. Oh, it looks like those are the only two stairs that we found on this floor. That's interesting. There are always 3 stairways down and up between floors, or 3 of these normal ones at least. So this means there's definitely a sneaky stairway somewhere on that floor. Okay, I feel fine fighting just the Ufetibus? Something like that, right? But in fact, because we're max health, I was about to say, I don't even mind running into this buddy. So we'll hit the F key to use our quivered stuff. For the first little bit here, let our ghost get in some of those really good spells. Way to go with the stone arrow. There we go. Much simpler when we actually take the time to give enemies the respect they deserve. We'll keep it moving here. Oh, that is an artifact robe, I believe. And cool hunting sling. Let's check it out. Because if it's a good enchantment, we may want to use that instead of a bow. That we haven't actually touched the bow yet, I guess, but we have it as an option at least, right? So whites are always scary early because they have negative damage and can drain your skills with it, and they also often carry really strong enchanted weapons. But fortunately, we have an ancestor that's immune to negative damage, so we can just let them face tank. Hey, Che, one of my favorite ongoing characters right now is a worshiper of Che. But there we go. I made a stupid choice and rampaged towards the ogre here. Don't know why. Instead, we're going to let our ghost go in. Whoops. That was rough. Well, I'm going to keep backing away, and then if we get a random amount of space, I've been using that to get a free hit in. There we go. A little risky. I probably should have been using that gap to escape and find a stairwell, but I was feeling pretty confident about stuff, and it all turned out okay in the end here. There we go. We finally got a bunch more rings to check out. Unfortunately, we have no remove curse scrolls, so it's kind of scary to wear any of these at the moment. Let's use one identify scroll to get some more potions identified. This is another new thing that I've never tried out. Potion which makes the drinker attract enemies, pulling them quickly closer. Probably will be very good for us as a fighter here, especially against really dangerous like spellcasting enemies. Seems pretty good. What else do we want to do before we go down? I do kind of want to just put on these rings. Consequences be damned. But that's not a good idea. Can't believe I don't have any more remove curse scrolls yet. Very unlucky. Okay, instead opted to identify. Lig is an interesting one. Turns us into a tree if we drink this potion. Can't move at all and can't even teleport because our roots are too strong. And they're magical in some way, I would guess, because that doesn't totally make sense on its own. But it does increase our health and gives us a lot of natural resistances. Like we don't take any extra like negative damage. I think it gives us full resistance to that. Still take damage from negative stuff, I believe, but it's reduced to something like 30%. I forget how it works exactly. But maybe we'll keep going down for now, even though I do want to wear another ring. You can wear up to 2 rings, and something like resist corrosion is a ring that we can switch to if the situation demands it. But we'll worry about that if we find some more remove curse scrolls, just in case here. Oh, actually, before we do this, we should find out where that mystery staircase was. Wait. Why was I unable to see this one before? Huh. How strange. Maybe I forgot that I was standing on one. I bet it's something silly like that, and I'm just a fool. Oh well, let's keep it moving instead then. Perfect. Don't even have to explore more up there. Ooh, another named unique. Joseph, eh? Yeah, hunting sling isn't great. Let's switch with you, and then Joseph will walk up. Perfect. Then let's fight together as a group. Feel much better about my odds in that kind of situation, and no problem whatsoever. Let's get some more strength as well. Ooh, Elfrith also remembered some of their else skill. How strong are you getting, buddy? Still 25. Oh, you're spells are going up in damage, I think. So your spell power is definitely increasing, which is good to see. Wow, another artifact robe. That is wacky. Oh, dang it. I was kind of hoping you'd charge down there, Elfrith. Oh, jeez. Oh, this is rough. Well, run, run, run. Yeah. Okay, so we take 2 enemies up with us, and then fortunately this corridor is pretty good here. This Wyvern is very scary. Okay, before we just continue fighting here, let's take a moment, shall we? So we could risk it, or drink a leg here, get a bit of extra armor, get a bit of extra health, and then just try and get through this fight. Could be useful. We could drink a health potion now, but I feel like we can probably survive 1 more hit, maybe 2, so maybe don't have to worry about that. Yeah, just up to 20 damage here. No problem there, even with max rolls. What else can we do? Blasts will hit us as well, I believe. Yeah, it does a little 3... Oh, I thought right click canceled. Whoops. Am I getting weird hotkey crossovers from another game? I bet I am. At least I didn't hit myself in the face. That's good. Well, we wasted 1 turn, but unfortunately we didn't lose any health. Yeah, the Wyvern did no damage, so we did get lucky there. What is a better option? Oh gosh me, way to go. Could teleport. Let's do it. Yeah, we want to be safe here. So I read the teleport scroll. It's going to be a few turns before that kicks in. So now we just have to survive for a little bit and then we'll be out of here. So if we look again at the Wyvern, it is fast, which I do believe means that it moves more quickly than we do. So we'll still get hits on if we try and run away, which is unfortunate. Is there anything else we can do? Could drink a health potion. But it feels like a bit of a waste now that we've gotten the teleport started. Except it's going to be a lot of turns before that kicks in. We'll drink 1 healing potion. Gets us up to a nice amount here. And then we'll start running so that the Wyvern at least gets slightly fewer hits. Okay, so that actually activated way more quickly than I thought. But we're still fully safe, which is good. We'll run to these stairs and just stand here and wait for a moment. Let ourselves regain health. And then we will run around for the moment till we run into those same enemies. Hopefully 1 at a time. Okay, there we go. 1 down there. And then let's find the other one. I feel like maybe I should have done the knight as my buddy here. I'm pretty much using my battle mage as a knight anyway. But there we go. A bit safer to just take them out 1 at a time. Whoops, wrong hotkeys. We'll head down to a different stairway now and check out, see if we can find a safer entry. Looks a little bit safer here. Oh, something's hitting you. Okay, a hound. Oh, geez. Also an ogre. Oh, I messed up too. So if I step up right now, the ogre takes 1 step down into the diagonal, and then we're next to each other anyway. Still probably better, because I'll end up on the stairs, but I could also just try and hit the ogre. Let's try and hit the ogre. Okay, yeah, dealt a lot of damage, and then we can just wait on the stairs and get our ancestor back, which is perfect. Go back to exploring. No harm, no foul. This is a very good shop. Let's highlight the heal stuff. We'll buy a curing potion, even just to identify them, but picking one up while we do it is definitely an added bonus. And is there anything else that's very cheap? Potion of Degeneration, we'll buy 1 of just to identify it. Only costs 13 gold because it's a bad potion, and it makes it so we don't have to waste an identify scroll on it, which is pretty huge. So let's pick up both of those. Looks like we had one curing potion already beforehand and no degeneration potions, so that's pretty solid. Then, I won't buy these yet. We have 2 on us, which should be enough to survive any situation this early on. And then we'll think about buying those. I'm hesitant just in case we find another shop here. Ooh, a 2-headed ogre is scary. Let's wait. Let's work together. You and me, Ancestor. You and me, Elfrith. Okay, do I keep fighting this? It's scary. But we're probably 1 or 2 hits away from killing the ogre here. Okay, so 1 hits for this and the other head hits for that. -3 giant club is pretty solid. It's gonna be unlikely to hit. Yeah, actually, I'm definitely happy to take this fight. And we killed him in 1 hit, so it all works out anyway. But better safe than sorry, for sure. We also finally picked up some more throwing things, which we could think about using here right away. Let's let all these monsters come into us, and yeah, unfortunately orc warriors are quite strong. At least relative to our ancestor. At least we can still kick some ass there. But okay, bear was also a little scary. Bears, when they get low health, go berserk, which increases their damage output by quite a bit. Elfrith, use spells close range, please. I'm excited to have open areas. I'm not excited because open areas are very scary and bad in this game. You generally always want to fight in corridors whenever you can. Ideally, yeah, just one-on-one for enemies as well. But if we ever find ourselves in lots of open areas, I want to see Elfrith throw out a few more spells before enemies get up to us. Perfect, and there we go. So, we'll fight this wyvern first, but here we see the entrance to lair. So this is one of the branches of the dungeon. If I hit Control O, we start to see the dungeon overview here. But yeah, it has 6 floors on its own. It's very like animal themed. I think there are a few different layers that we can find, like a jungly one. Sometimes there are ones that have a lot of water potentially. Always kind of forget if I'm mixing these up with some of the variants I've seen on the subclasses. But within lair, we'll find 2 different sub-branches called the S branches, because the choices there are swamp, shoals, spider, and snake. And we get 2 of the 4 with certain combinations, only certain combinations being possible. And then in each of those branches, we'll find one of the ruins that we are looking for. So those are usually the first ones that you are able to tackle, and they'll probably be the first ones we're tackling if we make it that far. Gotta survive first. Oops, hit my cord a bit. Used to using these headphones wirelessly, and I'm actually more concerning than just hitting it like that on passing. I'm so worried that I'm just gonna try and get up from my computer and cause damage somewhere along the line here. But let's keep exploring here. I was wondering what all those shadows were. It's Shrine to Dithmenos, the god of shadows. Okay, no problem dealing with a giant old frog. Keep it going. Yeah, it's definitely interesting having the Ancestor. I wish I had a slightly better polearm. I could definitely see this being exceptionally powerful with that combination. Maybe I should have gone for the Knight, though. Even just so they could tank a bit longer. But I'm excited to see if these spells can really soften up some of the stronger enemies. Especially if we're in an extended fight and Elfrith spawns in. I feel like she'll spawn in with some space potentially, and then just be able to launch in even while we run towards her for safety. See how well that shakes out though. Done exploring. Let's check out our skills. Polearms are making their way on up. We're down to 0.9 attack speed now, so we're attacking slightly faster than we can move, which is very good. minimum delay for this weapon is at 16, so that's as quickly as we'll be able to attack with it. I'm going to hit the S key and set that so that we don't overtrain at all. And then let us start doing something defensive here. I'm used to going shields, but we don't have a shield right now. Kind of forgot about that. So it's armor or dodging. Probably put dodging on in the background for a little bit, just try and get a few more evasion points ambiently, especially since we're wearing slightly lighter armor. I'm also going to hit find and just hit period to see everything that's lying on the ground, because I forgot to pick up this robe after all the shenanigans in combat. But okay, we have one remove curse scroll now. It's not a lot, but it's something, so let's start wearing stuff. +1, robe of the day. Resist, I want to say natural, but that's the opposite of what it does. Resist negative, there we go. And stealth gets a little bit better, not something that's interesting to us. Or will and int +3. Will is a replacement for what used to be magic resistance, and yeah, it's your ability to resist certain spells cast by enemies. Definitely pretty important. And highlight the game. I started playing it 3 weeks ago. Watched your stream since a few minutes. I'm thinking I switched to my tablet. Say hello. Hello. This run so far is dungeon 1 to 11, layer complete in Orcish Mines, where I got killed in Orcish 2. Yeah, Orc 2 can definitely be pretty tough, especially depending on which setup you get. And especially your first few times down there, because those stronger orcs, like the high priests, are pretty brutal. Then I had a score of about 64,000. That was my best so far. My score is only 5,000. Get killed very early. So fun. Yeah, that's definitely just part of the game. Getting killed over and over again, all part of the fun, especially early on when you're still getting used to it. And then, yeah, Paul Piro also says, I used a Minotaur Berserker on my best runs. It was recommended for beginners. Definitely. Yeah, when we first started, I mentioned that when I first started, I played a lot of Berserkers. And they're definitely really solid. It's nice to have the panic button of the Berserk and the Men-at-Arms, or Brothers-at-Arms. Abilities. But Berserk can also get you killed, especially in the late game, when you've been kind of relying on it a bit too much, because that slowness after the fact is a bit rough on the come down. But still a pretty solid combo, and definitely one that's good for just learning the game and getting experience in all of those branches, because you need to kind of try it out once or twice on your own before you get the feel of it, for sure. But we're down to Dungeon 8. We could keep exploring a little bit. I don't mind, yeah, going down to usually dungeon 10 or 11 is as far as I'll go before I start exploring Lair, but I also don't really mind heading for Lair here and just taking a peek in to see what our entrance looks like. Apart from late game, so I guess he's okay for beginner learn. Yeah. And honestly, not too far, because depending on how far you want to go, I guess, yeah, if we're talking late game as in like extended game, then there's a whole lot to learn. I have a few wins under my belt, and I am still fairly new to the extended late game. I've only had a few runs that managed to collect up to 14 runes, one of which died, one of which I still have going, and I just haven't gone back to because they're also going through some of the ziggurats and stuff. But I also tried out Cat just for fun, made it even to Dungeon 3. The Phelids are really fun, especially Phelid Berserker. Yeah, when you're starting out, can be super wacky, but all it takes is one bad roll. Like, they have, what is it, minus 60% to health, or is it worse than that? I forget what the actual percentage is, because it's been a while since I played the Cat, but they're really fun. It's sometimes nice to have the extra lives because, especially, yeah, again, when you're just starting out, you can make a stupid mistake and lose hours of progress. So it's nice to have a backup with the Phelids for sure. And yeah, Cat also definitely good stealth values, yeah, and some decent spell casting aptitudes as well. So yeah, okay, this time as we go down, we felt an oppressive heat about us. So that means that there's a special timed portal somewhere on this floor that we're going to be trying to get to. Hopefully we can find it before it expires, because it does eventually collapse. This one's called a volcano. And so I guess we're kind of committed to exploring this now. I was hoping to just kind of peek down and see what we'd find, but here goes. I'm gonna order my ancestor to attack as the bear closes here to get our ancestor between us and them here. And there we go. We did see our ancestor use stone arrow in close range, which was good. But now we can start exploring. We want to stick along the edge of the map to start here. And then as we go, we will eventually hear that little portal again. And then hopefully we're close enough that we'll get a little hint as to where it might be. So I'm just taking things nice and slow. And there we go. Still slow rumble, so we still have a lot of time to find it here. But it's very distant, which means it's not within, I forget what the exact range is, but it is a decent, like, let's see, what is this? 5, 10, 11, 12-ish? I think it's like 16, 20 squares, somewhere in that range, so a bit bigger than that. But we know that it's not in this area around us, so we will probably, after we fight the snake, switch directions here and start heading down this way. Also, as I play the online version, I already met a few ghosts of other players and was able to kill them. Fantastic. That's really fun. Yeah, that's the one thing I'm missing out by not playing the online, is I just get my own ghosts and some of the randomly generated ones. But I can imagine it's quite satisfying to best other players in combat like that. Oh gosh, I'm making bad mistakes here. Elephants in layer 1 is pretty unlucky. I usually find these buddies a bit later. So we're just gonna play it safe, run away like we do in this game. Head to a stairway and just bring one up with us, and then I think I can fight one, especially if my ancestor comes back to life here. Perfect. And then we'll just heal up, head back down, use our ancestor this time to get through that elephant. Jeez, those hit pretty tough, pretty hard here. And okay. Oh, so this time waiting here, we actually see that it's a brisk rumble, so we're running out of time, but of a distant, so no longer very distant, which means we are within that like 20 tile range now. So we're no longer going to take the time to heal like I was just about to, and instead we're going to risk exploring just a little bit here. You know what? I don't think that's going anywhere. We'll not step on this little alarm trap. Ooh, this is not a good path for us. Whoops. Is this ancestor from a god? I've never had it. Yeah, it is. It's from, let's see if we go to our religion screen. So that's shift 6, I think, for that little carrot. We are worshiping Hepliakluquana, the Forgotten. Yeah, this is actually my first time using this god as well, Paul. But so I don't know too much about them, but yeah, we started out with a formless ancestor, and then we got to choose like a background for them, essentially, between Battle Mage, Knight, and Hexer. It's kind of torn between Knight and having a tank that we could reach around with our pole, but pretty happy with the Battle Mage so far. Seems to deal a decent chunk of damage. Okay, hear the brisk rumble of an avalanche of rocks, so we're really close to it. So it must be... I'm so confused. It's going to be up and around the corner to the left here, maybe? This is a weird one for me. I hate when the messages tease you like this. So close, yet so far away. There's so many things in combination tried on this game. Oh yeah. No, I've been playing on and off for years, and yeah, when I first started playing, I definitely played mostly... Oh, we got nearby as a message. I feel like we're not going to make it. I'm so worried. Yeah, I used to play a lot of just the same combination over and over again and just started branching out, but even so, I've been playing, yeah, for years and barely touched on all the options that are available. Yeah, I thought we'd find, like, right on the other side of this wall, we'd find it. I feel like there's no way we get to this volcano in time, unfortunately, anymore. It's not looking likely at the very least. Quick rumble of we're back to distant. Oh, it must have been... Hold up, let's shift X. Could have been down here. Yeah, actually, I went way too far. Well, I don't know what I was thinking. So it's probably going to collapse while we're on our way back, if I had to guess. Oh gosh, another elephant. That's no good. Oh gosh, 2 of you. Friends. Okay. I think the safe thing to do here is to give up on this volcano. I'm pushing a little too hard. Oh, I'm not even wearing the right clothes. That's why we're taking so much damage. I got so distracted explaining stuff that I forgot that I was trying on clothes. Actually, I think I mostly just got excited because I'd never seen the new system being called Will. So I thought that was interesting. Well, I think we'll take 1 elephant upstairs. Oh, I tried to go upstairs and it pushed me off the stairs. That's not good. Not good. Well, if they're both on us, it means our ancestor can hopefully pepper some damage on this buddy, and we should be able to tag team an elephant, no problem. Perfect. Oh gosh. Okay, a little bit scary. Let's double check. Rapid rumble of a distant avalanche. Oh, I don't think I make it. We can afford to walk back now. Oh wait, there's no connection here. Right. Whoops. Might as well pick up this triple sorting though. Not sure if we'll end up using it. It's a decent amount of skill to put into it for us to decide this late to go that route. Let this moccasin slowly catch up to us, and then we can perfect fight at the end. Where is this? Oh my gosh, we're gonna get to the volcano just as it is destroyed, because I'm guessing all these fire bats. The sound of falling rocks suddenly begins to subside. That means... Oh wait, rocks are falling from the roof. Oh, it's beginning to... Oh, so this might have been one of the special volcanoes. So even if I go in here, I'm guessing we're going to be blocked off from most paths. Also, yesterday I discovered those RC setting files and added one I found on Reddit. Shows additional info and this and that. Yeah. Check everything good to do. I also play it on the Android tablet off. Nice. Yeah, I've heard of a lot of people playing it on Android. It definitely take a lot of practice from me. I'm so used to playing on the keyboard that it'd feel weird on the little virtual keyboard. I think, does it only show the little hacked keyboard? Does it only show the keys that you actually would be pressing most often? Or does it have like a couple of alternate sets? Because I can't imagine it can fit quite as many as we need on there. But yeah, RC settings is something that I probably should get into because I played the game a decent amount, but I'm also kind of old school and I'm so used to my like rhythms and routines that I go through. But definitely a couple of really handy settings you can file away there, especially if you want to do like really quick runs, because you can make that tab fighting threshold much lower so you can just forever press tab. The hacker's keyboard is a virtual full PC keyboard. Nice. Then yeah, I'd probably suck at using it because I have issues on phone keyboards. I just constantly hit the wrong keys, even though I've been texting for like all my life. And I used to be so good with oh man, T9 texting. I haven't thought about that in a long time. That's ancient history at this point. But yeah, has all the PC keyboard buttons, cursor keys. Nice. No, definitely might try it at some point, especially if we want it on the go. Seems like that would be nice. So looks like we did actually make it just in time, because this isn't even the volcano layout I expected down here. And so I'm actually going to go to the exit, and we're going to rest up here. And we're also going to put on our actual armor. Now that I finally remembered that. That's very important. Often I start a game on tablet, then continue it on the PC. Oh, interesting. Oh, because you're playing online as well, right? That makes sense. For a second, I was wondering about how the cloud saving would possibly work for that, but that makes sense. I should play online a bit more. It would get me better with all of the hotkeys, because there's still a couple things that I shortcut, like right-clicking stuff and a lot of that. Yeah, because online, yeah. No, I thought about doing online for streaming specifically here, but I decided that it's kind of nice for people to be able to have a bit of an at a glance view of what's going on. I'm very scared of more fire coming at me here. Wouldn't mind if these buddies got torched, but you're also hasted. So I was acting a little quickly there. Probably should have slowed down just in case we had something flung at us, like a lightning bolt. Would have been quite bad. This is a horrible combination of enemies. I feel like we're way out of our depth here, especially since we don't have a whole lot of consumables to use at this point in time. A lot of magic potions, which is interesting. It's really too bad that we're playing a fighter this time around, but that's how it always goes, of course. Whenever you play casters, when you find that really awesome crystal plate mail on the ground as well. So, I'm a little scared of you. Could try and heal up. You know what? I didn't even notice I got a new ability here. Restores your ancestors to an idyllic version of their best selves. Wounds are forgone and glow of perfection infuses them, giving a short-lived but dramatic increase in strength, spellcasting, and armor. The quality of the healing and duration of the idealization granted are both improved by invocations. Dang, this would have been useful for me to have noticed. Might have used that in that fight. I've never been in this volcano. Yeah, I've never been in this specific setup. Usually I get the one that is a bunch of branching caves and then they collapse over time, so you have to be quick to grab stuff. This one is pretty rough. I was kind of stupid crossing that middle part though. I think I'm used to having at least 1 pip of fire resistance before we get to this point in the game, or to our first volcano at least. Kind of forgot that should give that the respect it deserves. Okay, I might try a couple more steps away. I am worried about a lightning bolt just taking us out, but taking the time to drink a potion, also kind of scary still on its own. Let's take 1 more step, see what happens. Oh, I got paralyzed. Okay, so I'm probably dead here. But this is where it gets fun, because it's out of our control, and we just have to see what happens. Well, we are paralyzed here. Oh, it didn't last very long. Interesting. Critical situation? Yeah, just a little bit. Okay. But because it's a critical situation, let's think about it. Let's slow down a little bit. I'm acting too quickly, which happens whenever I get impatient here. So yeah, normally, I guess since you play online poly, you're probably used to flipping through all your read screens and what is it? It's read, it's quaff. I forget, there's like I used to have a list. I think I even had it on a post-it note at one point, but it's like the list of screens you should go through in a bad situation because it has all of your options in kind of order of importance. I know it definitely involves scrolls and potions for sure, because that's usually an easy consumable out. But yeah, unfortunately we put ourselves in this situation because we shouldn't be this low health, and we do deserve anything that's coming to us. But I did also resolve myself to being dead there. Let's think about this. I probably want to throw down a health potion if we have to fight this out, which we kind of do. Let's see, I could read a teleport scroll, but then potentially very much screwing myself over if I get put into like the final vault of this area. There's no way. But it gets us out of here. What else could we do? Potion of liquefaction could be interesting if we decide that this is where we stand our ground. I wish you were lined up. Acid wands are very strong. But I need to kill this ogre mage very soon. So yeah, they both have +2 weapons, which is not great. I guess at least one of the heads here is just a +0 giant club. In those situations, I start to read all I identify scrolled and drink everything. Yeah, I hope that one of it could help, but often it does quite the opposite. Definitely seems like the opposite happens most of the time. I was hoping we were past that, like the random quaffing stage here with most of our potions identified, but we should have probably been reading a few more of our scrolls on the way down. I'm always a little slow on identifying stuff because I always want to wait until we have enough, and then by the time we get there, I'm already on to the next part of the run and things are going smoothly, so we just keep it rolling until all of a sudden, oh no. So we could start reading scrolls. We have a lot unidentified and not many that would help us. We'd really like a fear scroll, could potentially do it. Just wanted to check their will. At least would get this one off of our backs. A blink scroll would be just an easy out here. Ancestor not available. So the ancestor got killed, which means they're out of action for a little bit. It's not too many turns. If we just ran here, they'd probably come back on the trip. I'm mostly worried about that paralyzed. 57% is not good. Well, as nice as it is to just sit here and just be able to think about it, comes a time when we have to make a decision and start making moves. So, blink to the exit. Oh, I would if I could. Unfortunately, not identified yet, so we could hope, but very unlikely with the number of scrolls we have. I'm thinking we might have to fight this one out. That's also, again, I'm so bad. My gut reaction so often is like, I'm lucky. Let's do it. Just fight. I'm sure we'll come out of this one okay. What could possibly harm us? Yes, too many would be like winning the lottery. Indeed. So let's go with quick heal. Might as well. Oh, dang it. You got hasted. That's so bad. Instead of doing the might, I probably should have used my acid wand while they were lined up. But that's an unfortunate mistake. Let's see here. 55 health on each of you. How many turns until my ancestor is back, I wonder? Because that's what I need right now. Well, we might just start duking it out, I guess. Could launch... No. Oh, dang it. I did the thing again. My brain's so broken. Right-clicked instead of escape is the key we want there. Hit escape. We can do it. Third time's the charm. We'll remember next time. But we didn't take too much damage there. Let's see. We got hit by just the ogre mage. I guess the ogre did hit us once, but didn't deal damage. Okay. Could get lucky here. We do have might as well, so we're at least dealing good damage. I think I need to take out... The mage could paralyze us, but you deal too much damage, right? 15 and 20. Yeah. Well, here goes. Could die in one turn, I think. It's hard to tell at this point. Like, we have decent AC. I'm guessing we could die in one turn if we got really unlucky. But so could they, so we're going for it. Did I miss? Barely missed. I'm feeling lucky. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Okay. Other health potion. Now we are out of health potions, so that is no longer an option. I made a really bad step there. Okay. So I tried to step here in order to block vision from the shaman, but I forgot that by doing so, this buddy gets a whole bunch of free attacks on us. So here's where we might need to win the lottery, right? I think so. A curing potion, if we're lucky, gives us back enough health. Oh, indeed. But this is what happens when we make quick decisions, not thinking about what we're doing here. Which is definitely a constant classic for me. This is also why I feel like I'm generally really bad with fighters these days, is I'm used to having a lot of options. with spellcasters. There are lots of different things you can do relatively early on. I make less decisions, or stupid decisions too, just because I'm more worried about dying with them. But let's see here. I'm guessing this 3-stack, you can make like really basic assumptions based on how rare certain scrolls usually are. But unfortunately, like, usually identify and remove curse are your high numbers, and teleport, I should say. These 3 are usually your highest numbers. And then you, option next one I get is like fear scroll, which would be good. Any of the bad useless ones could also show up though. Oh, well, there's something kind of fun about just rolling the dice, right? Random effects, I don't think could save us. As much fun as that would be. Okay, let's do it. Oh, Scroll of Fog didn't quite do it for us. We did have one blinking scroll. In fact, if we go to the death screen here, we can take a nice good look at all of our inventory slots, all the stuff that we didn't have identified yet and could have saved us if only we had thought to be wearing it at the time. Oh gosh, yeah, see, I don't even want to look at you guys. We were supposed to try you all on. But +4 ring of protection, and most importantly, this ring of willpower would have been a huge help for us in that situation and not getting paralyzed, taking a bit less damage. Of course, the main issue there, and the part that's always interesting about this game, is we didn't die to fighting 2 ogres in head-to-head combat. That's something that, like, was fine. We definitely died walking straight through a firestorm, taking a whole lot of unnecessary damage because I was just kind of stepping through it, acting too quickly there. And definitely an unavoidable death, but that's why in the community for this game, we do always tell ourselves that it's yet another stupid death is classic saying. So definitely not going to be the first time it happens. Or it was the first time, I guess, but it's not going to be the last time it happens. And I never let it get me down too much. There have definitely been a couple characters that have put me on the brink of real emotion for fictional character that I created. But most of the time, you just got to shake it off. And even when it is a rougher one that you feel in your core, it's only a bit of time before it's just a game. And the next character will be better. No matter how amazing your luck was, there'll be another one. Just keep playing. It's always good fun. Potion of Attraction, always good. Yeah, no, I'm actually very sad that I didn't get to try it out because I've never drank one before. This is my first time playing in this version of the game. So, oh, I've heard good things about them though. It's supposed to be really good. And especially if I'd chosen to fight a little earlier there and made some more proactive decisions, and then we could have used that to try and take out the ogre mage quickly before it was able to haste the other double-headed ogre there. But there are always things you could have done. It is good to go over them for sure and realize mistakes and other options. But definitely, not even actually just the fire killed us, also not being prepared and looking through all of our scrolls. We had a decent build up there and 3 identify, there's no reason we shouldn't have just burned all of these to see what we had with us, get our feel for our options. That's always important in this game. The thing it makes show me more monsters. I hope not. That doesn't seem very good to me then. Kind of scary. I guess depending on who you are. If you have someone with an axe and a whole lot of firepower, more power to you. But all right.